is no greater joy in football than seeing epic last-minute goals. They become even more epic when there is something on the line. Let it be a trophy, a place in the next round of a competition, or even just pride. From the final touch that resulted in a game-winning goal to the most remarkable comeback in Champions League history, here are the greatest last-minute goals that changed football. Nacer Chadli vs Japan. Let's start with a banger. Belgium faced Japan in round 16 of the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Everyone predicted that Belgium would win easily. Despite controlling the majority of the match, Belgium fell behind the Samurai Blue by 2 goals. Heading into the World Cup, Belgium had one of the finest attacking players in the world. They generate a lot of goals when everything is working as it should. When Belgium started taking control of the game, their offensive strength proved to be too much for the Japanese. To draw the game, goals from Vertonghen and Bellini were scored. Later, in the 94th minute of additional time, the game seemed to be headed for extra time. However, Belgium ended up making one of the most legendary comebacks in World Cup history. At the start of the counterattack in the 93rd minute, De Bruyne had a clear field in front of him. No keeper likes to be in the situation where the ball is in the hands of a dynamic player like him. Meunier received the ball from him, and he crossed it to Lukaku. After that, Chadli received a pass from Lukaku and quickly scored to make it 3-2. It was really the stuff of legends. Didier Drogba vs Bayern Munich. In the 2012 Champions League final, which was arguably one of the most suspenseful finals ever, player Thomas Müller scored the game's first goal in the 83rd minute. At that point, it appeared as though the German side would win the game. However, with 2 minutes remaining in regulation, Chelsea icon Didier Drogba saved the Blues with this powerful header to tie the game and force overtime. Drogba went up again to score the winning penalty for the London club as Roberto Di Matteo's team won the Champions League on penalties. David Beckham vs Greece. Even though Beckham is regarded as one of the best free-kick shooters in English football, his last-minute goal that helped England reach the 2002 World Cup will live on forever. To qualify, England merely needed to draw against Greece. However, their qualification process was troublesome, and the team saw 3 different managers change. However, the team's new manager, Eriksson, guided them to 5 straight wins and gave them hope of topping the group, despite Sheringham's goal in the 68th minute. England was trailing Greece 2-1 in injury time. They were consequently set for a challenging playoff against Ukraine. However, despite missing the previous 5 free kicks, David Beckham had a different plan in mind. Beckham came through when his country needed him the most, in a tense, qualifying encounter at Old Trafford. He scored an unbelievable free kick in the 93rd minute to tie the score at 2-2. Beckham reclaimed his status as a national hero after leading his country to World Cups. Steven Gerrard vs West Ham. Beckham isn't the only English hero who has produced magical moments in the final stages. 5 years after that free kick by Beckham in the 2006 FA Cup final against West Ham, Gerrard scored a similar goal by slamming a half volley from beyond 30 yards into the back of the net in stoppage time. Gerrard tied the game at 3-3 after West Ham had taken the lead, forcing overtime and possibly giving Liverpool the momentum they needed to win the FA Cup on penalties. Sergi Roberto vs Paris Saint-Germain. This was possibly one of the greatest comebacks in Champions League history, as Luis Enrique's Barcelona overcame a 4-goal deficit to upset PSG 6-5 on aggregate. It is known as La Remontada, which translates to the comeback in Spanish. Luis Suarez scored within the first 3 minutes of the game, making it very evident that the Catalonians had come to Camp Nou with the intention of scoring goals. However, the drama came later on when Neymar scored in the 88th and 91st minutes to tie the game at 5-5. With Barcelona needing just 1 goal to advance to the next stage, the Brazilian sent a well-placed cross to Roberto, who was waiting unmarked on the back post. Roberto ended up scoring the game-winning goal in the 95th minute to give Barca a 6-5 aggregate victory. Sergio Ramos vs Atletico Madrid. The extra time scoreline doesn't give justice to the intense drama that took place in the 2014 Champions League final. Atletico Madrid was within minutes away from grabbing their first UCL championship. Diego Godin seized on Casillas' mistake to give Atletico, the newly crowned La Liga champions, the lead in the first half. Real Madrid fans felt they were losing La Decima in the final second of extra time. Luka Modric then assumed responsibility of the last corner of the second half. Everyone believed that Ronaldo had one final opportunity to win his club the game. However, by leaping from outside the goal line, it was Sergio Ramos who ended up scoring the mighty header to tie the match in the 93rd minute. Because of the goal, the game went into extra time. Atletico Madrid's will was completely shattered. Later, Real Madrid completely annihilated Atletico by scoring 3 more goals in 30 minutes. Firstly Bale, then Marcelo added a second. Ronaldo's penalty in the 120th minute of the game was the icing on the top, and that's how the club won its first Champions League in 12 years. Sergio Aguero versus QPR. Next up, the 2011 to 2012 Premier League title race was one of the most exciting league finishes in football history. With 1 game remaining, Manchester City and Manchester United were level on points. Real drama only started after that. Dzeko scored the header to draw the last game at 2-2 after the referee gave the signal for 5 additional minutes. As time went on in the Stadium of Light, Manchester United won their match and concluded with 89 points. Therefore, after witnessing City draw 2-2 against relegation-threatened QPR, United believed they had won their 6th championship in 7 years. And that's when the Aguero moment happened. Aguero scored the winning goal against QPR on the 93rd minute. Manchester City won the Premier League for the first time in 4 decades thanks to the goal. Additionally, it put an end to United's hegemony and marked the transition of power from one Manchester club to another. Lucas Moura versus Ajax. Next on the list of last-minute goals that changed football, we have Lucas Moura's magical strike against Ajax. In the Champions League semi-final, Tottenham arrived in Amsterdam down 1-0 without Harry Kane because of a knee injury. Additionally, they had the worst start to a game as Ajax's 19-year-old captain, Matthijs de Ligt, doubled the lead. Later, Ziyech scored a screamer to make it 3-0 after Son had hit the woodwork. Spurs trailed by 3 goals at the interval, but Pochettino's team struck twice in the opening 5 minutes of the second period, including a brace from Lucas Moura. Tottenham fans believed their dream trip had come to an end as the game entered its final seconds. Fans also found it hard to believe that they had advanced this far after just earning 1 point in the first 3 games of the group stages. But there was more. With a ball from Dele Alli in the 96th minute, Moura's left-footed volley struck the back of the net and instantly cemented his place in Spurs legends. Tottenham advanced to their first ever Champions League final against Liverpool, which they ended up losing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer versus Bayern Munich. At the top of our list, we have the magical moments between Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Bayern Munich seized the lead after Mario Basler's free kick reached the back of the net in the 6th minute of the 1999 Champions League final. After that, Manchester United stayed behind the entire game. In the injury time of the second half, it seemed that Bayern had won and their name was already being carved on the trophy. However, in just 36 seconds after the assistant referee had shown 4 injury time on the clock, Teddy Sheringham scored a volley from the Beckham corner. United thought they were taking the game to extra time. However, they quickly intercepted the ball, leading to another corner. Beckham again took the corner as usual. This time, Sheringham headed the ball in the direction of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who scored in the 92nd minute to give United a 2-1 lead. Bayern players afterward found the goal to be so heartbreaking that they were unable to get back to their feet to resume play. Manchester United also became the first English team to win the international treble as a result of their Champions League victory. Which one of these last-minute goals is your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it. And also, subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.